So I'm Bianca, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. In 2015, I presented with a first-time seizure right in the beginning of my senior year at Coram Senior High School. I was rushed to Baptist Hospital where I began running all sorts of medical exams to see what caused my seizure. After running a CT scan, they found several shadows in my brain. So from there, we did a craniotomy biopsy where they discovered that I was diagnosed with 8 astrocytoma gliomas. So from there, I moved for 8 weeks with my mom to Baltimore, Maryland, where I began my initial treatment of chemotherapy and radiation. And I'm seen now at Nicholas Children's Hospital and at Duke Hospital, where I continue doing my chemotherapies and my treatments. And then learning from my diagnosis, I was inspired to open up Fight Like a Kid, which is a nonprofit childhood cancer foundation. With Fight Like a Kid, I send care packages across the nation to different hospitals with children battling cancer. Aside from the care packages, I host several fundraisers, at least one of them a month, where I collect funds and I send money to research. Right now we just did for our 3rd year fundraiser. We hosted a painting party where we painted canvases, and all the money collected from that event went to the Will Cornell Children's Brain Tumor Project. They have a lot of clinical trials going on for kids with cancer, which is great because kids sadly only get 4% of the National Cancer Institute's funds for their chemotherapies, for their treatments. So you can see if you walk into Nicholas Children's Hospital now, there's newborns that are taking the same chemotherapy treatments that an 80-year-old man is taking. So it's highly toxic and it's not fair because our kids are our future. We need to be fighting harder for them.
And how did you have to adapt your day-to-day when you were in treatment? Did you have to suspend school for a while? Did you have, how did you tackle your everyday routine?
Well, I've always been a very dedicated student. When I first got diagnosed, I was actually devastated. I had to drop all my college applications. I was forced to choose different routes for my degrees. I've always wanted to become a doctor, so I did my associates in pre-nursing. And then now that I'm somewhat stable, I'm at FIU and I'm graduating in December with my bachelor's in psychology. And then now it's when I'm coming back for a 2nd degree to do my prerequisites for pre-med school. And since I'm dying to start working, I'm gonna do physician assistant, and if I really enjoy it, I'll go back and finish whatever I have left for my PhD.
What was your biggest support system?
My biggest support system is my family. I mean, I was in a point where all my friends were going away to college, so that was a big transition stage for me. And now it's we're all adults, we're all carried away with our own lives, so it's very hard to stay in touch with friends. So that was my biggest thing. So my family has been one of my biggest supports.
What have you found your hobbies in at this point in your life?
I mean, my biggest hobby is my foundation. I mean, I work with the kids at the hospital. Being able to see them smile, I mean, that's better than winning the lottery for me. Right now I have a huge Halloween party. So we have a huge costume party and all the patients come, and I do it right there in their department, in their lobby. I shadow my doctor every summer, so I go with all my care packages. I mean, even when I go for my own chemo, the nurses are like, "Oh, Santa's here," and I come with all my bags of care packages, and I sit there with the patients. I take my IV pole and I'll go around saying hi to all my little friends. Christmas, I get over 300 toys donated because I do a huge Christmas drive. I dress like an elf. And I go and I have a party with them, and it's always fun because I mean, when I shadow over the summer, some of them are like, "Oh, you're the elf from Christmas. Santa sent you to spy on me."
And what do you, the care package, what is that? What do you have?
The care packages, they all contain custom Fight Like a Kid stuff. So I send blankets, hats, socks, t-shirts. I send some stuff to get their mind off what they're going through, like coloring books, playing cards, mostly stuff that they would want, like being an inpatient, stuff to entertain them, stuff to keep them comforted.
What would you say to someone that just got diagnosed with
enjoy life today because yesterday is gone and tomorrow is never promised. You are braver than you believe and stronger than you seem. I mean, in my eyes, it's cancer's turn to be afraid. I was assigned this mountain to show others it can be moved. I'm not thankful for cancer, but I am thankful